Hello friends, and welcome back to Enterprise Architecture. Now, last episode we completed work on the lovely little cabin that you see next to me here, and we have made it halfway through the spring quest line as a result. Today, we get to move on to some crafting, some cooking, and if we're really lucky, we can raise enough money to do a little bit of automation as well. So, let's dive right in. So we've made it about this far through the spring quests now, and that means we are on to the second set here. We get to actually do some real cooking, and we also get to do some crafting of some various items. So I think we're going to start with the crafting of the items, because that's going to help us raise a little bit of startup capital. We need to make some blue beds, some yellow seats, and some oak cabinets. I'm going to just do these by hand. I'm not going to auto craft these. Some of our recipes in the future I do want to set for some automation, but this is just going to help us get a little bit of cash to start setting up some of that automation. So first things first, let's make our 8 blue beds. Now I have some wool left over. I have a whole bunch of dye left over already. And I just went and cut down some flax so that we can grind that. So we're going to drop that into our setup here. I've got some very basic automation-ish stuff here, but I still have to hand crank this for now. This is going to be one of the first things I want to fix, is to get some water wheels set up for some better power here. So let's go ahead and grind down this flax into our string real quick here. How are we looking? Only 10 so far. Yeah, this is going to take a while. It is not the fastest way of doing it, but we can really improve the rotational speed once we have the automation set up here. So we're just going to work our way through this real quick. Okay, and that should just about do it. There is all of our string. And again, we got a little bit of bonus string there. That's a pretty good return on our investment when we are using the millstone. I think we'll go ahead, let's go ahead and do up this stack too. Okay, great. That should be more than enough. Now, these are blue beds that are being requested, so we do have to make our blue wool. I can't remember if there's, yeah, that bulk recipe is not going to work here. Now, let's just do the math real quick. 8 times 3 is going to be 24 blue wool, so that's how many we are going to do. There we go, great. And now all we need is a bunch of logs and oak planks. So we'll grab those up real quick. The sticks too, I don't know if we're gonna need those for something in the near future. So we put the blue wool on there, and there are our 8 beds, great. We can now submit those in the craft section. Oh, we can't yet because we need 16, twice the number as we currently have. Okay, well that's fine. We will make a little bit more here. No problem. We'll do 24 pieces of wool. I guess I should align those. I'll get to that at a future date. All right. Let's put these down here, and that is going to probably fill up my inventory. Yeah, it is. All right. So let's sell these off, and that gets us a hefty 8 copper coins. That's a pretty big improvement on our current bank. So that'll work well. Now let's see what else. I'm also noting how many of everything else that we're going to need. Let's see here, 16 yellow seats. Yellow seats should be easy. We have a bunch of yellow dye here, although we might not have enough flax for that. And we don't, so I'm gonna have to go get some more real quick. Let's see here, yellow seats. And that is just a piece of wool and a plank. So let's go ahead and grab up some slabs here. We'll do that, and we'll make up at least as many as we have while I go get a little bit more flax, just like this. Okay, 11 yellow seats, and then let me go get more flax. They say if you're gonna make money in this world, you gotta embrace the grind. So I guess that's what we're doing. All right, so there's the rest of our yellow seats there. Great, that completes that quest, and then we should be able to sell these off as well real quick. Again, 4 copper coins, a healthy number. And then we're going to move on to oak cabinets. These should be the easiest for us. Let me go ahead and look up that recipe real quick. Cabinet. And these are the ones we want from Farmer's Delight. These are really easy. We just need a bunch of oak trapdoors. I think I accidentally made too many trapdoors in the past. No, I have spruce trapdoors. It doesn't look like I have extra oak trapdoors. So I guess we're gonna have to make those too. All right, no problem. Well, this is why we had cut down all of that wood early on. I believe, yeah, that is the recipe for trapdoors. And how many of these do we need? 16, and that's 2, so we're going to need 32 trapdoors all day. So let's just make up a whole mess of them, and then we make up a whole mess more of them, and then we're going to make even more of them after that. Yeah, that's what I figured. We're going to need a whole lot. All right, 32, great. And now I think if we just make up a mess of slabs, we should have enough here. Let's go ahead and make up some more logs. I don't know that that's quite enough. We'll do one more stack. All right, great. Let's go ahead and make this real fast. Okay, actually that's way too many slabs, wasn't it? All right, my math is a little off. It's a little late in the day. I'm just getting overly ambitious, but we can convert those back. Great, there are our oak cabinets. Let's go ahead and sell those. We don't make much money off of those because we can buy them in the shop for even less than that, or even more than that, so it's fine. We have a few oak cabinets now. All right, great. So with that all taken care of, we've completed about half of the remaining quests in spring. Now let's go ahead and buy up some of our cooking items. Now, last episode when I was setting up this cabin, I did buy the stove from Farmer's Delight, and that's going to give us a free way of cooking things without having to put any additional charcoal in it. So that's going to be nice. So let's go ahead and buy up both of the items that we need here, the cooking pot, and if we have enough money left, I think we do, we can go ahead and buy a skillet as well, which we're going to use for some other recipes in the future potentially. So let's go ahead and buy that and one skillet. Okay, great. But we're going to start with our cooking pot first. Wonderful. Let's see here. Now, the crops that we're going to need to make these next set of quests, I think we've already got. We're going to make some beetroot soup first of all. And with that, we are going to do some cooking here. Yeah, it looks like it just needs water and cut up beets. That's really easy, but we do need to buy ourselves some bowls for that. And since we're going to need 16 of each of these, and 64 vegetable soup, let's go ahead and get started just with the bowls that we need for these first few sets here. So let's go ahead and submit this and buy some bowls. There's 16. And that should be 32, and then that should be hopefully 48. Yeah, right on. Okay, so that's gonna be all the bowls we need. The bowls go into this slot, and we're also gonna need just a few bottles to be able to bring some water in. So let's go ahead and grab water out of this infinite water source I put right out here just so we have access to water while we're cooking. And now we can throw these in the pot with our cut up beetroots. Now I had some cut beetroots laying around already, so we're gonna go ahead and use those, and that should start cooking up for us. Now, unfortunately, we can't do multiple water bottles in here at a time, so this is a bit of a manual process, and it's just gonna take a little while to get all of this cycled through. So grab that, put more water in, and the bottle does get returned to us is the good news here. But this is definitely not the quickest way to do cooking. So this is going to take us a little while here to just wait for these to finish cooking through. And like I said, we only need to do 16 of these. So let's just make sure that we have only 16 in here. There we go. All right, so we're just going to keep cycling through these, grabbing more water, and this is going to take me a few minutes to get all this done. Now, while that's going on, we need to start thinking about what we want to do from an automation standpoint. Water wheels, we are going to have enough money for here in a very short period of time, but we're not quite there yet. We should probably think about how we can make some money in the meantime to be able to buy up a couple of those so that we can start automating the gear setup here we have for our sifter. That's going to cut down on our manual time significantly. So to that end, I think maybe what we do is make ourselves a few more lettuce sandwiches and use that as our money. So to do that, what we're going to do here is grab up our toast slices and grab up our bread. I'm just going to go ahead and cut up all of our remaining bread here while we are also doing the rest of this. Let's go ahead and put that in our offhand, and I went ahead and put our knife and cutting board down right here on the counter so that it has easy access for us. So let's do this just like that. All right, there is the rest of our bread slices. And I think if I remember correctly, I had some leftover dough as well. Only a little bit. That's not enough. We need to get to the auto crafting of dough pretty fast here. Let's go ahead and put our toast in our mega toaster that we have here. We'll do that in there, do this in here, and now we have 4 furnaces going at once, making up our toast. That should make quick work of it. Oh, we are already out of water, so now we need to go restock. Just like that. Throw this in here, and we are almost halfway done with our beetroot soup, so that didn't take too awful long. I think at this point we are about at 28 slices of bread, and that means we can start making up a decent number of sandwiches. I am going to need some more cabbage leaves for this, or lettuce leaves I should say, so I might have to go get a few more from the garden. Let's just go do that real quick. Where did I put those? All the way out in the corner here. There we go. That is the good thing here. We can do crouch to grow and get lots and lots of recipes, lots of ingredients very, very quickly. Not recipes. What am I saying? Okay. This is done. Swap that out. Now, this might seem really manual at the moment, but you'll see that the recipe for beetroot, we do have an alternate recipe, and that's to use the create mixers. This is what we're going to aim for next as soon as we have enough money to buy all these pieces. But all of these require iron coins, and we are not making that kind of money yet, friends. So it's going to take us a little while to get our economy set up there. But in the meantime, what we can do is go ahead and chop up a bunch of lettuce. Not nearly as fun as automation, but through the grind, as mentioned before, we'll get there eventually. Let's make up ourselves a whole bunch more lettuce sandwiches there, just like that. 14 is a good start. If we can get to 16 here, we can, of course, actually start cashing them in. Let's see here. Can we do a bunch more? Let's do a bunch more. Just like this, and like this. Great. All right, so that's almost enough here. I think we can sell 16 at least. And that's going to be 1 copper coin from that. That's not a lot. It's not a lot, but we'll certainly take it. All right. So we're just going to complete this little cycle here, back and forth, doing those loops of various tasks until we've finished all of our beetroot soup and we have enough lettuce sandwiches to buy a little bit more automation here. We are already at 6 copper coins, but we still have a long way to go. So we're just going to keep poking away at this a little at a time. All right, and there is our beetroot soup all done. That's great. And this sells for a little more than a copper coin. It's 24 zinc coins, so it's basically 1.5 copper coins. So that's going to be pretty good for our economy. Now we can move on to the next quest here. That's going to be black bean soup. Very similar recipe here, but this time we just need black beans, and those do not need to be cut up. So where did we put the raw black beans? There we go. We actually don't need all of those, but black bean soup is really easy to make. So we're just going to go ahead and do this and fill up on water. And I'll go grab a whole bunch more black beans as well so that we can keep working on this recipe. This might be an economical way of doing it with a little less labor. Let's see here. Where do we put the black? Oh, they're right in front of me. No wonder I can't find them. All right, great. All right, and there is the last of our black bean soup, so we can sell that off real quick in the shop here. There we go, great. And now, I think the only things left are applesauce and, of course, our vegetable soup. Applesauce should be relatively easy for us here. We should be able to just do that with cut apples. Oh, but we do need sugar. Now, let's go check and see if there's any sugar cane just happens to be, oh yeah, that's lucky, right on the banks there. That means we don't need to buy it. That is a wonderful improvement for us. It's always nice when you can find free, fresh ingredients right outside your door. We'll go ahead and cut this down, and we will start a little mini sugarcane farm as well. Maybe we'll grab those over there too while we are out and about. And then we can start putting this down by the river and grow that. Oh, and we got even more lucky. We've got some wild carrots right here. That's nice. I'll just go ahead and pluck those up too. Every little bit helps as we are working our way through this. So a little bit of free produce, absolutely gotta love it. All right, so let's come back over here. We're gonna need 16 pieces of sugar for this. So let's go ahead and is this not gonna work for us? Well, I guess the twerk to grow is not working so well. Oh, there it goes. It just takes a little bit longer for our sugarcane than it does many of our other crops. Go ahead and do that a couple of more times here until we have enough sugar to go. Come on, you can grow. You can do it. Come on, little guys. All right, there we go. And just need 2 more pieces. Just 2 more. Come on. Just 2 more. 2 more. There we go. There's our 16 pieces of sugarcane that we can turn into sugar. I think we can also put these in the mill to get more sugar, which is going to be the way to do it in the long run. But for right now, I'm not worried about that. I just need immediate sugar. Sometimes you just need sugar right that minute. All right, so let's go ahead and grab back up more bottles of water, and we also need to go and grab those apples that we had been saving, that we had cut up, or that we had gotten from the trees that we were cutting down, and now we can cut the apples up to make apple slices. So let's do that. Great. And that's actually more apple slices than we need. I forgot that it's a 1-to-4 ratio on that. That's fine. Now, I know some people like applesauce without sugar. I personally do like my applesauce with as little sugar as possible. I like the less sweet version, but in this pack, we have to cater to what the villagers want, so we are going to go ahead and make applesauce with lots of sugar, apparently. Equal parts sugar, water, and apples. That's probably more than you really need. I'm going to say that this is probably not to scale. That's what I'm hoping here. Otherwise, that's some very, very sweet applesauce, even by my standards. All right, so we're going to work our way through this, and in a second, we should have that done. And there is the last of our applesauce. Great, and now we can sell that over here, just like so. And now the only quest that's really left here for us is our vegetable soup. This is a little bit more complicated here. We do need to find some random vegetables here. The good news is you can actually use the same vegetable here as the carrots or the beetroot if you want. But, you know, I think that if you have other vegetables around, you should definitely use those. At this point, we haven't unlocked any of the other vegetables that would go into a vegetable soup, though, so we are going to just have to double up on one of those ingredients. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves up a bit more water, like so. And now we do need to buy ourselves a few more of our bowls, so we'll do this 4 times. Just like that. Oh, and it looks like that's more bowls than we needed. I guess I doubled up somehow. That's fine. These things happen. Occasionally we make mistakes. And now from that, what we can do here is go ahead and start making our vegetable stew. So let's grab our carrots and our beetroots, and we have more carrots than beets. So that's the thing that we will double up on. Just like that. That should give us the recipe here. I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. All right. So the carrots have to be split across 2 different slots for this to work. Otherwise, it does not work. And of course, we do need to do 64 of these for this final quest. That's a decent amount, but it's going to get us used to the bulk production that we're doing here. Now, if we go over here to our meals section, I believe, yeah, we have to sell 64 as well. But it is worth 10 copper coins, so it's very much worth the effort. So I'm going to go get a few more beetroots here real quick, because we are going to need at least 16 of those to be able to make enough of our sliced beets. Let's go ahead and put that in our offhand and get those cut in real quick. And while that's going, maybe we start working on the first little bits of our automation here. So we have some coins. We can start turning those from zinc coins into stacks and into copper coins there. And that is enough to buy at least 1 item for our automation, but not all of them. So I think we need 2 coins to be able to get the burner that we need in addition to the actual mixer. So if we can raise just a little bit more money on lettuce sandwiches, we will get there. So I'm going to work on that for a second here until we have enough money to be able to buy both of those, as well as a basin. And we will then also try and get, I think the other thing we need to get here is our water wheels. That is going to require 8 copper coins. That's going to take a while. We might have to hold off on that one. All right, everything is still cranking and cooking away here a little bit at a time. I've switched over to making up some black bean burgers as well to supplement my income, because those give you 4 copper coins per set of 16, so that's a little bit more valuable than the lettuce sandwiches we have been making, but I'm just finishing out this stack. I think I am going to take a small deviation here and go ahead and buy our first water wheel, and then I am also going to buy ourselves a gearbox. And the reason why I want to do that is because I need to be able to do some grinding of wheat to be able to make that flour without me having to watch this constantly. So I think we are going to do this first. So let's go ahead and take this setup that we've got here. And actually, can I afford a second millstone as well? Yeah, technically I can afford a second millstone. Let's go ahead and do that. And I think what we'll do here is we will double this up. Great. And I am just dropping things on the floor at this point because I do not have enough room in my inventory. That is another problem that we need to clean up real quick here. But let's go ahead and buy ourselves one more hopper. We're going to actually need 2 more hoppers. There we go. And now we should be able to automate this, at least a very, very basic automation. There we go. That will split things up a little bit. And now we can go ahead and put down our large cogwheel. And it might even be worth the investment here to get ourselves a couple of small cogwheels as well. And that's still the wrong currency. Let's go and grab that up. Excuse me, we have plenty of small cogwheels. Let's go ahead and buy ourselves one more large cogwheel if we don't. Oh, we do have another one. What am I saying? We don't need to do anything. Ignore me completely. All right, great. Let's go ahead and put the small cogwheel down here. We are going to tear up a little bit of this area so that we have some room to build. And a little bit of dirt for building blocks will be good too. All right, so on top of that large cogwheel, we will put a small cogwheel, and on top of that, we will put another large cogwheel. And then all we need to do is to transform this into a vertical gearbox. That's still the default standard recipe. I think we're going to put it like this and just plunk the water wheel right on the back of it for now. In the future, we will do something much more sophisticated, but this is, I think, just going to get us over the hump here of being able to automate this a little. All right, so if I do that, I should be able to fit this right on here. Yes, I can. And then all we need is a bucket of water right on top of that, but it has to flow in a single direction. So we're going to put this here, and we're going to dump that there. And there we go. Now we have automated grinding, and that flax that I put in there earlier is now going to get slowly ground down. That also means, more importantly, that in addition to the flax, we can take ourselves a bunch of wheat over there, and that will make us up a bunch of flour. That flour, along with the extra wheat seeds here that we've got, will then be turned into burger buns. The burger buns we will of course use to make our black bean burgers, because those are very cheap and very easy to make. All right, about 15 minutes later, we now have finished cooking all of our delicious vegetable soup. We can grab that out, 2 stacks, there we go. And that completes the last quest in the spring line, except for our checkbox quest that says we are ready to begin summer. Now, there's going to be a lot to do for summer, including a lot more interesting automation, and I have been slowly working my way, selling a bunch of additional crops to be able to pay my way through summer. We are up to 22 copper coins, and I have a bunch more black bean burgers cooking up here in our multi-smelter. So hopefully by next episode, we'll have enough cash to make a pretty good start on that automation. But that is going to bring us to the end of this episode of Enterprise Architecture. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye, friends.